Good evening. This is Andrea Singletary reporting for Infowars.com and Prison Planet TV. Most of you may be familiar with whom many call the most evil corporation in the world, also known as Monsanto. But just how far does their sinister operation reach? In this exclusive report, I will expose the dark underbelly of the world's leading biotech multinational corporation and give you the scoop on what the environmentalists should really be concerned about, rather than our CO2 emissions. Monsanto is the same company that brought you aspartame, Agent Orange, PCBs, DDT, bovine growth hormone, RGHB, genetically modified seeds, and glyphosate, Roundup Ready, just to name a few of their toxins. Created in 1901 in St. Louis, Missouri, as a food and pharmaceutical company, Monsanto developed and distributed artificial sweeteners such as carcinogenic saccharin and aspartame to the soft drink Coca-Cola company. Aspartame was described to me as the excrement of genetically altered E. coli that your body recognizes as a foreign substance and passes it through you with no weight gain and no side effects, or so I was told. Knowing the potential harmful effects of E. coli, I began to do research and question my teachers about the validity of the theories presented in class. Shortly afterwards, I realized most of my teachers were just regurgitating what they were taught in seminars. They didn't know the answers any more than I did. But they did not appreciate me questioning the norm either. I learned what is normal is not always natural. Independent studies have shown that aspartame causes reproductive failure, autism, spectrum disorders, neurological disorders, birth defects, and gastrointestinal disorders. Learn more about aspartame at Infowars and Natural News. The cattle treated with RGHB have higher rates of infection, metastasis, and need more antibiotics. This leads to the increased levels of somatic cells, pus cells. Disgusting, right? Well, RGHB treated milk increases your risk of getting breast, prostate, and colon cancer. At the same time, Monsanto began producing genetically modified seeds such as corn, sugar, beets, canola, rice, alfalfa, soy, papaya, and cotton, even potatoes. In numerous studies, rats given genetically modified foods are more likely to develop significant organ disruptions such as the liver and kidneys. Monsanto is responsible for at least 90% of the GM seeds on the market in the US. One of Monsanto's most profitable as well as most environmentally hazardous mutant seeds is the Bt corn. The corn is modified to release a toxin which acts as a pesticide and kills certain bugs that would eat it. Nature retaliates quickly, and the insects have actually begun to mutate, becoming resistant to the powerful biopesticide. People have reported that there is at least 8 populations of insects that have become resistant to Bt, with 6 of the populations being resistant to Bt corn entirely. The Bt cotton production by Monsanto was pushed onto Indian farmers and is having devastating effects. In an article on Infowars.com written by Anthony Cucciardi titled Monsanto's GMO Seeds Contributing to the Farmer's Suicide Every 30 Minutes. In an article on Infowars.com written by Anthony Cucciardi titled Monsanto's GMO Seeds Contributing to Farmer Suicides Every 30 Minutes. We have learned that thousands of Indian farmers are committing suicide because their GMO crops are failing, with over 17,000 suicides in 2009 alone. The biotech behemoth is sucking the life right out of hardworking farmers all across the world, not just in India. Farmers from around the globe have been sued by Monsanto for accidentally growing their patented seeds. Since seeds can travel from one field to another, not stop Monsanto from crushing numerous small farmers for something they could not even prevent. Obviously, this is a scare tactic used by Monsanto to intimidate the small farmer into just accepting GMO rather than risking the potential consequences. Upon examining the extent of Monsanto's reach, I quickly discover how this corrupt corporation has infiltrated our government and systematically hijacked the most powerful positions. Known as eugenicist Bill Gates has recently purchased 500,000 shares of Monsanto, making him an even more influential player in the globalist agenda. WikiLeaks released documents which show that the U.S. was planning quote-unquote food wars against other nations who would not accept the GMOs within their borders by blocking trade. It is blatantly clear to me that this corporation cares about nothing but profits and complete global domination, of course. Henry Kissinger has stated that food should be used as a weapon. Well, what better way to weaponize food genetically mutated? As a nation, desperately we need to realize that Monsanto must be stopped in its tracks in order for our children to have a future at all. Stay tuned into Infowars.com for updates on how you can help, such as signing the ballot initiative in California to make GMOs carry a label. Other states like Vermont have been bullied into dropping the labeling bill, showing us that we must stick together to beat the Goliath that is Monsanto.